Tired of tossing out spoiled fruits and veggies each week? You, my friend, are looking at a fridge full of dollar bills going straight into the bin. It's a bloody disgrace. Stick around because today we're turning your kitchen waste into a win with some amazing food hacks you don't want to miss. We'll transform you from a food waster to a kitchen warrior, saving your hard-earned cash and respecting the bloody ingredients. Get ready to learn, you donkey. Right, you lot, first things first. Let's decode the mystery behind those confusing best by and use by dates on your produce. These dates are not carved in stone, you hear? They're more like guidelines. Best by is about peak freshness, the bloody best your food will ever be. But use by, now that's a bit more serious. Especially when it comes to meat and dairy. We don't want any food poisoning disasters in this kitchen, do we? Now how do you know if that pepper is past its prime, or those strawberries are ready for the bin? Use your senses. Does it look like it belongs in the compost? Smell off? If it passes those tests, give it a taste, you won't die. Take eggs for instance. If you're unsure, dunk them in a bowl of cold water. Fresh eggs sink, old ones float. Avocados, another culprit, press gently near the stem. If it yields slightly, you're good to go. Remember, trust your senses and you'll be surprised how much longer you can stretch your groceries. Stop throwing money away, you muppets. Listen up, you lot. Proper storage is like giving your produce a life jacket. Do it right, and you'll double, even triple its lifespan. First, let's tackle the fridge. It's not a bloody free-for-all in there. Ethylene, the silent killer of freshness. Fruits like bananas and avocados release it as they ripen, causing others to spoil faster. We need separation. Store ethylene-producing fruits separately, or even better, in a paper bag on the counter to control ripening. Next up, humidity is key. Leafy greens love moisture. Store them in those fancy salad spinners or wrap them in a damp cloth to keep them crisp. Herbs? Treat them like flowers. Trim the stems and pop them in a jar with water like a beautiful bouquet. Now the pantry. Onions and potatoes need a cool, dark, and well-ventilated space. Store them in open baskets or paper bags, never plastic, you hear me? And for the love of all things holy, keep them separated. They don't get along, all right? Follow these storage commandments, and you'll transform your fridge and pantry from a produce graveyard into a haven of freshness. Chapter 3. Freeze it, mastering the art of frozen produce. You see that ripe banana on your counter? Don't you dare tell me you're going to throw it out. Freezing, my friends, is your secret weapon against food waste. It's like hitting the pause button on freshness. Berries, bananas, chopped onions, even ginger, chuck them all in the freezer. Spread them out on a baking sheet first to prevent clumping, then transfer them to freezer bags for easy use. Frozen bananas are perfect for smoothies, and frozen berries make a refreshing treat on a hot day. Now let's talk vegetables. Blanching is your best friend when it comes to freezing veggies. A quick dip in boiling water followed by an ice bath helps preserve their vibrant color and texture. Trust me, nobody wants a soggy gray-green bean. Once blanched, freeze your veggies on a tray, and then store them in freezer bags. You can use these frozen treasures for soups, stews, stir-fries, you name it. Remember, proper freezing is all about locking in flavor and nutrients. Don't let those precious ingredients go to waste. Embrace the power of the freezer, and you'll always have a stash of deliciousness on hand. Chapter 4. Reviving the rebels, bringing wilted produce back to life. So you've got some limp carrots and wilted lettuce on your hands, do you? Don't you dare reach for the bin. We're not quitters in this kitchen, are we? We revive and conquer. First up, those sad-looking greens. Fill a bowl with ice water and give that lettuce a good soak for about 30 minutes. The cold water will rehydrate the leaves and bring them back to their former glory. It's like a mini spa day for your veggies. Now, those bendy carrots. Trim the ends and stand them upright in a jar filled with cold water. Leave them in the fridge for a few hours or even overnight, and watch them magically regain their crunch. Remember, a little TLC goes a long way. Don't give up on your produce so easily. With a few simple tricks, you can revive those wilted rebels and save them from a tragic end in the compost bin. Chapter 5. Waste not, want not, creative recipes for leftovers. Alright, you lot, it's time to get creative. We're turning those kitchen scraps into culinary masterpieces. Remember, one man's trash is another man's treasure. Overripe fruits? Don't even think about tossing them. Blitz them into a delicious smoothie or jam. Add a squeeze of lemon juice to balance the sweetness and you've got yourself a flavor explosion. Wilting vegetables? Roast them with herbs and spices for a hearty soup or stew. Those limp carrots and celery stalks will transform into a symphony of flavor. And don't throw away those broccoli stems. Peel and chop them up. They're just as delicious as the florets. And if all else fails, remember the mighty compost bin. It's not a failure, it's giving back to Mother Earth. Those scraps will decompose and nourish your garden, completing the circle of life. Remember, there's no such thing as kitchen waste, only untapped culinary potential. So put on your chef hats, get creative, and let's turn those leftovers into something truly spectacular. Outrow, become a kitchen warrior? Join the food-saving revolution. Listen up, you lot. We've covered everything from decoding dates to reviving wilted veggies. Now, it's your turn to get in the kitchen and show those ingredients who's boss. Before you go, here's a super tip. Invest in a good quality vacuum sealer to prolong the life of your foods dramatically. It's a game changer for your kitchen. It's like putting your food in a cryogenic chamber, locking in freshness and flavor for an eternity. Enjoyed these tips? Subscribe and click the bell for more awesome hacks. Drop a comment with your favorite food-saving trick, and keep watching for more ingenious kitchen hacks. Together, we can win this war on food waste.